Hey, you guys. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to a brand new episode of Life Talks by Pao. And you might notice we have a different setup. And first of all, inunahan ko na kayo. I apologize for when you're watching this video, you're probably going to be cringe, same as I did, or I do, because I hate watching myself on videos. Tulad nga nasabi ko dati, noong una, ayokong mapakinggan yung boses ko. And na-conquer natin yon by doing the first season. This season, we'll try to do a video podcast. And we'll see. We'll see. We'll see kung paano magiging reception ng mga tao dito. Or, I don't know. I'm still, I don't know, hindi ko alam. Well, anyway, yun. Welcome. If you're new to this channel, to this podcast, welcome. I welcome you guys. Feel free to check out the previous episodes as well. It's already on season 2, and just like what I promised, we're gonna make it better. We're gonna flourish it, and I do hope that we are still serving the purpose of this channel, and that is to touch one soul at a time. Um, it's available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And who knows, because of the video, this might be available in YouTube. I don't know. We'll see. Um, yeah. So welcome. Hey guys. So for today's episode, um, kasi nag-iisip ako sorry, nag-iisip ako ng good topic to discuss. And nung isang araw, nag-live ako sa TikTok, and there were a lot of questions about stuff. And that somehow made me realize na, oh nga no, since medyo na may mental block tayo to have that kind of topic or any kind of topic to discuss, sabi ko sa sarili ko, I will do the podcast, I will do an episode if something significant in my life happened. And it is happening now, or it happened today. And abangan nyo. So, we'll see. So, today is a very special day. February 1. It's the day before my birthday. Yes, tomorrow's my birthday. I'm turning 39. O, diba? Pero hindi naman halata. Anyway, um, today is my last day sa corporate job ko. So, I resigned from my job. I've been out anyway for exactly 3 months, and you guys know the situation. If you guys have been following me, um, TikTok as well. Even this podcast. Sorry, nabubulol. You guys know what happened to me, and I need to push forward and make a decision. And it's a very hard pill to swallow. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And maybe someone out there, one of you, is going through the same thing. And I'm not saying that you're also going to resign, or you will resign, or you wanted to resign, or maybe yes. What I'm saying is that maybe you guys are undergoing a situation wherein you have to make a huge decision. Na it's gonna make or break your life, your routine, your status, and everything. Um, when I resigned, there were a lot of uncertainties and worries na going through my head. And I think minsan sa gantong sitwasyon is confrontation is going to be your best friend. And when I mean by confrontation, it's always not so negative, but at the same time, and to tell you, when you face this, when you confront things, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's not a good feeling at all. But to say the least, it's the right thing to do, because you don't want to move forward with any baggages in your life. You don't want to live your life with regrets. That's why you have to face it and confront it, whatever that is. So, before the decision, before the resignation, ang dami ko naiisip like, what's gonna happen to my team? What's gonna happen to the tasks that I do? Are they gonna be okay? Will they be okay? So those kind of stuff, it's running through my mind. And later on, I realized that, number one, you are replaceable. There are things that you do that can be, you know, done by someone else, right? And pangalawa, these worries, these thoughts are just in your mind. So ang pinakamalaking kalaban mo talaga is the demon inside you. Those thoughts and those worries na going through your head. And you know, these demons would somehow present you situations or, you know, scenarios that gonna make you question yourself. It's gonna make you question your worth, and it's going to make you question your decision making. And it always has been a battle between yourself and your mind. Your mind is very powerful to a point that it can really take over things. And somehow, and don't get me wrong, it should. It's just a matter of making sure that you are not clouded by other influences and emotions when you're making a huge decision. I've somehow talked about this in one of the episodes in season 1 about making decision. And yun, you know, it's somehow when I confronted this one, when I told my boss that, boss, I'm gonna push through my resignation, I'm gonna go for it, and here's my situation and whatnot. It's kind of a validation as well. Like these kinds of scenarios and situations, you would really understand and you would really validate the values of the people that you work with. And I sincerely felt that na he wanted us, you know, he totally understands my decision. He respects that while they're saying that, you know, it's a miss for the company and all. And I don't, you know, I don't want to give color and things like that, but I truly felt sincere about that. Na more than anything, the priority is yourself or you as a person. I mean, business is a priority, but the business wouldn't work if you have someone from the team who's half-hearted and not so motivated anymore to do the job. It's going to be unfair for the team. It's going to be unfair for the people who's, you know, na makakatrabaho mo. And in my position, I handle a lot of people. You know, these are not just numbers. These are not just people. And these are not just merely count of heads. These are lives na somehow relying on you to lead them and to make them successful. So if I'm not fully at my best, then at one point I'm kind of failing them as well. And things would somehow be better. In my personal situation, when I was out for 3 months, I've seen people step up and grow. And yung ibang tao kasi, mababa yung kumpiyansa sa sarili, yung belief sa sarili na they can do it. Until such time that they will be in a situation that wherein they won't have a choice but to do it. And then na-realize nila na kaya pala nila. So I have an analogy wherein, you know, in a corporate setup, if you're a leader or you're a manager, the analogy is you're like a hot tea, a tea bag, yung tsaa. And you wouldn't really know how strong the tea is until this is submerged in hot water. And that's exactly what happened to people. They didn't know their true potential until such time that they've experienced hardships, they've experienced challenges, and solving a lot of problems. And I'm very, very happy for them. I am sincerely very happy for them. So, I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing. Like, if I step out of the company, someone's gonna move in or someone's gonna move up, and that's probably it's this person's perfect time, right? So, yun lang. Gusto ko lang ikwento yun. And while, sabi ko nga, striking while the iron is hot. It's so fresh. It just happened like an hour ago. Like, I just talked to my boss like an hour ago. And what I feel right now is I feel relieved. I feel, I feel okay. Um, I'm excited of what's going to happen next. But nandun pa rin yung mga what ifs and worries, which is okay. I think that's gonna keep me grounded and keep me where I am right now. Like, keep myself on my toes and be cautious about what's gonna happen next, right? So along the way, if you have any questions, feel free to make a comment or leave a comment on the Spotify section and there is baba. You can also message me in my socials. I think I posted my socials. It's Life Talks by Pao on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook as well. And if you guys wanted to talk about things, let me know. If you wanted to guest too, you're welcome. You are very much welcome. So, ano ba yung lessons ko dito? No? I'm just pondering those things that happened to me. It somehow brought tension and confusion because these are life choices. And life choices would impact your life and the lives of the people who surround you. So it's huge. Parang it's, I don't know, sort of like there's a big weight on your shoulder whenever you make a life decision, right? But I have here 5 suggestions to make you to help you make tough decisions. I know I've talked about setting aside emotions, be rational about things, but let's try to unpack it and decipher it. No, first tip is to look beyond the moment. I think it's a sign of immaturity is that we make choices based out of the present moment in mind. You know, I'd say na yung mga difficult decisions, tough decisions, are not just, they're not just looking for immediate gains, but also considering the potential long-term benefits. So always look beyond what's going to happen next. What are your aspirations? What are you expecting to happen? Minsan, when we make life decisions like that, sometimes we have to pay a small price for them, just to, in exchange of getting the long-term gains that you wanted to happen, right? So may konting sacrifices, right? Number 2, second tip is evaluate headspace or head choice pala versus a heart choice, right? Yung head choice is a decision that makes a lot of sense. When you put it on paper or when you list down everything, it's gonna make a lot of sense. Yung heart choice is the one that speaks to your soul and meets the needs or longing. Ano ba talaga ang gusto ng puso mo? Heart choices envelope your passion, your emotions. So make sure that you evaluate these two. These choices are made with careful considerations because they feel good at the time and it would bring emotional high. Right? So yun, the best decisions, yung mga sobrang gandang decisions have both emotional rewards and make rational sense as well. Just like, what happened today to myself. Emotionally, I felt relieved. I felt I felt okay. I felt happy. And that's because I gave the, I have a sense of feeling wherein everything's going to be okay. And I was assured of that. And that made me happy. I'm also excited of what's going to happen next. And at the same time, being rational about things, I think this would be the right decision or the right move for me, right? Once you decide which path to take, you pursue it with all your might. Ibigay mo lahat. What if you realize na you made a mistake? That's okay. Can you survive even if you feel like you failed? That's okay, right? So yun, the third tip is respect the effect and influence of others. When you make decisions or difficult decisions or life choices, there will be people na masasaktan, na probably people na mas masasad, na mas sad pa sa'yo because you're leaving or you're doing something. And you have to respect that because that's their personal feeling about things. Try also to take into account how your decision will affect those around you. But then again, be careful. Do not be influenced by superficial things. Sabi ko nga, when everything is on very high emotions, sometimes it takes on the rational things. Right? So some major life choices can be an awesome opportunities for others, just like what I've said, or maybe a reward or a blessing to other people, or even to yourself. But only in the context of time can tell you what that is. So be ready with that as well. No? So yun, the fourth step is go with what you know. Try to go with your instincts because we don't have all the answers that we're looking for. We don't have all the answers surrounding we don't have all the options. We can do some research into picking the best options. But sometimes decisions are made solely on hopes, wishes, dreams, potential, but also on facts that can support the choice if possible. Ito yung sinasabi nating taking a leap of faith. Right? Minsan, you have to close your eyes, take a leap of faith, step outside your comfort zone, and just go with the flow. Go with what you know. Right? And the last tip that I can share with you guys is whenever you have a life decision or a big decision, have know who your core is. Like your core self, ano ba yung values mo? Ano ba yung mga nagpapamotivate sa'yo? What your passions are? And not just that, aside from your core self, also know your core people. A strong support system that can actually support you in whatever decision you're gonna do. Right? Minsan, we also get to see different kinds of perspective by talking to other people. Lalo na kung ito ay yung family member mo, a significant other, friends, colleagues. Try to know them and try to know what their thoughts are as well. I'm not saying that you're going to base your decision based out of what they say. Kasi at the end of the day, it's going to be your decision. Right? But yeah, those are the 5 tips I can share with you guys whenever you're making some life choices. And that's probably it. Wala na rin akong masabi masyado. Siguro just to wrap this up, no? Gaano ba tayo ka-confident about our life decisions? And are we comfortable facing our fears, facing what's running into our mind? You have to confront it. Sabi nga nila, life is about choices. Sometimes we regret things. Sometimes we're proud of it. Some will haunt us forever. But the message here is we are what we chose to be. We are what we chose to be. And me personally, this decision that I've made is all about prioritizing myself. I've said this 100 times about, I cannot give what I don't have. And I have to focus on myself first. So that when I'm okay and I'm ready, then that's the time we're gonna rock and roll. Right? So, ayun lang. I hope you guys find this episode helpful. I hope you guys find this episode enlightening as well. And we're gonna do more of these. Please also follow my socials, especially TikTok, since I post a lot of things in there, content about live talks. I also do live, and when I do live, I answer real time questions. And you know, again, I'm inviting you to follow my socials. It's Live Talks by Pao on Instagram, Facebook, and on TikTok. Feel free to shoot me a message, send me something of maybe a topic suggestions, or if you wanted to talk or be a guest in my podcast, and you have a very interesting and worthy topic to share to people, and this is a platform. This is a platform where you can do that. I know we don't have much followers and all, not yet, but again, we're gonna touch one soul at a time on each episode that we're gonna do. Once again, thank you so much for staying on. Sabi nga nila, pag video podcast, it has to be short. So we're cutting this now. And I will catch you again on the next episode of Live Talks by Pao. This has been great. And always be grateful. Thank you guys for dropping by. Bye-bye, guys.